What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of My Team Career Mode. Today, we are here for the start of this Mexican Grand Prix, and we are just at the penultimate race of the season 2 of My Team Career Mode. So it will be a dry race, so we need not worry about any wet setups, and we are doing some R&D upgrades so that we can improve our performance. As in the overall chart, we are still at the bottom of the table, but in the powertrain, we are just improving, and we are quite faster than the Williams, at least in the corners. But in the straight line speed, the other teams are just rockets. So right now we are just going for a banker lap in the Q1 session, and it is not a decent banker because we are still quite slow, and we go P20. So I go to the pits and change my new set of soft tires, and also increase the front wing at least to 15 or 14. Yeah. So this was because in the corners I was facing so much of understeer. So as soon as we improve our front wing and go for another push lap, you can see we are almost 4 tenths up on our previous lap, and we cross the line and we go P16, and it is enough for us to go into Q2 session. So definitely an improvement in the setup we have made after the banker lap, and we are just hopeful that we can continue this good form in the Q2 session as well. And in the banker lap of our Q2 session, it is still not decent enough as we still remain in P16 position. And in the next push lap, we also improve a lot, I would say, because we are almost 3 tenths up on our banker lap. And again, it is not just the decent lap enough as we again stay in the P16 position. So not a good Q2 session, and still we definitely have a lot of work to do to get into the Q3, and hopefully in the next season we'll be getting some Q3 sessions. So we are going for some alternate strategy of soft and two medium tires, as Perez, Leclerc and Alonso are in the top 3 position of the grid as we get promoted to P10, because obviously some others have taken some grid penalties, so GG's to them, as it is 5 red lights and away we go for the start of this Mexican Grand Prix. And it is quite a decent start, and as soon as I say that, we have a tanks lever moment. So yeah, the grip is not optimum, and since we are starting in the software, so we have to make the full use of it, and for that we have to make some quick overtakes. So we go down the inside of the Haas, and also we are just trying to overtake this Alfa Romeo, but still we get pinched into the apex, and it just does not let us overtake any more cars. So now we have to follow suit and just protect our front wing from getting damaged by other teams, as they are quite aggressive in this Mexican Grand Prix, as we just go down the inside of a couple of cars and we also overtake Oscar Piastri. And we are now trying to go around the outside of this Ferrari, but still it is not a suitable condition because we are on the curbs and there is no grip on the curbs. So still we managed to just overtake the Ferrari by using the asphalt. And right now we are just behind Lando Norris, and we are going through this tricky S section, which is quite a oversteady section. So if you hit the curbs at the wrong time, it can just spin you out. So we have to be careful of that in the upcoming laps, as it is quite a long Grand Prix of around 36 laps. So we have to take that into consideration as we just make a move down the inside of Lando Norris here at this stadium section. And we are just trying to make full use of our soft tires so that we can gain the much needed track positions in this race. And now we are just behind Yuki Tsunoda, who is in the AlphaTauri, but still we couldn't catch Tsunoda, and in the start finish straight, Lando Norris just overtakes us due to his superior McLaren engine, but Tsunoda makes a mistake which lets Pierre Gasly to overtake him, and now we are behind Gasly and we are just trying to go around the inside of Tsunoda. We make a just little bit of contact with Tsunoda, loses the momentum, and we are now in the straight, and we are just trying to cover our position by using the ERS, and we are thinking of doing a dive Pierre Gasly, but we couldn't as we were too far away, and I did not want to take any risks at the start of this Grand Prix itself. So we have to just be steady and choose the right moment for making an overtake, as I was just trying to go down the inside at this turn, but Pierre Gasly just closed the door, and you can see here Pierre Gasly was just about leaving enough of space for me, but he quickly realized that and just shut the door. So GG's to Pierre Gasly. As you can see here, Carlos Sainz, the Ferrari man, just overtakes us, and obviously they are the constructors champions, so their car is very much in a high performance mode, and we just cannot compete, at least in this season. And hopefully in the coming seasons we can be able to compete with the likes of Ferrari, Red Bull and Mercedes. So right now we are just using whatever resources we have, and we have very little resources because we did not get the DRS also, and we are also short on the ERS. So the battery pack is getting depleted very fast, and we have to improve upon that in the next races through the R&D chart upgrades, as Lando Norris again just overtakes us at the lap 6, and we are just trying to send one down the inside of Lando, but we couldn't as we were too far away. And obviously I do not want to take the risks because we are on the alternate strategy, and if we get any wing damage, it will be quite calamity, And as you can see here, the Haas of Mick Schumacher is just trying to control the race as he is just blocking the path of the other cars. So which is leading to quite a traffic jam as we get a tank slapper moment, and which is a sign that we have to go to the pits. And also George Russell gets DNF'd. So the Mercedes engine is showing some signs of lack of reliability as Russell gets DNF'd at this Mexican Grand Prix. So this was an opportunity for us to go for the pit stops and go to the medium tires so that we can start with our alternate strategy plan at this Mexican Grand Prix. And here at the end of lap 9, you can see we are just behind Lance Stroll and we are trying to overtake him at the stadium section, but we couldn't as we are too far away. So now we have to just be patient enough and make a move right at the end of the stadium section, and we just go around the inside which turns into outside, and we just make the move stick. So brilliant overtake from us, and using the freshness of our medium tires, Lance Stroll was just trying to control his car as he just went over the curbs which just unsettled his car. It was a disappointing stadium section for Lance Stroll, but still he was trying to overtake us at the start finish straight because obviously he has a superior Mercedes power engine which is quite a rocket in the straight line. And we are just trying to control our position as at the end of lap 10 you can see we are just behind our teammate Dragovic. I think maybe this is his penultimate race with us because next season we will be just trying to go for some another teammate. Now we just make a move down the inside of Dragovic and he leaves us plenty of space for us to make that move happen. And yeah, so I was thinking that maybe next season we'll be going for some other teammate, and let's see what we can achieve as Dragovic again overtakes us at the start finish straight, but we just managed to hold on to our P18 position by just placing our car at the inside of this turn 2 and 3 so that we can just gain the much needed momentum. And again in the straight you can see just Dragovic was trying to overtake us and we were thinking of doing the cutback, but still Dragovic just controls the apex of the turn and we couldn't able to make that thing happen. As now we have to be careful, otherwise it is just wheel to wheel battle with our teammate and we are losing some precious time. So there are no team orders here and we are just racing on our own selves as we just go down inside at this section, and Dragovic just leaves enough of space and he's just too far away to make a move. So this is our time that we can at least gain some useful track positions since the other teams have to pit. So this is not the net position because we are on an alternate strategy and the other teams also have their own strategy to follow. And I was thinking of just overtaking Latifi because he was just in front of us, but again the Williams is also having the Mercedes engine which just is too fast for us to overtake. And as soon as I was thinking of overtaking him, he just goes into the pits at the end of lap 17. So it is again a position we gained, but again as soon as I say that, Pierre Gasly just overtakes us with his Red Bull powertrain. And I was thinking of going down the inside at this turn, but we just thought better of it, and we are now just following Pierre Gasly through this turn 2 and 3 because obviously we do not want to lose our front wing and we have to be careful with our overtakes, otherwise it will be quite a disastrous race for us. As Ricardo was thinking of going for a dive bomb, so the Honey Badger, who will be retiring at the end of the season in my team career mode, so it is also his penultimate race with the McLaren. So a wonderful career for Dan Rick, and McLaren will be looking to sign a new driver for them, so we will have to look out for the driver market, so who McLaren will be signing in the season 3 of my team career mode. As now in this tricky section which is having some right turns, we are just trying to position our car nicely so that we do not get overtaken by Danrick. And from the POV of Danrick you can see that he was just trying to send at this stadium section entrance, but we just managed to hold on to our position, and the Honey Badger has now to look at the straights only for where he can overtake us, and obviously he does that, and in the start finish straight Danrick just overtakes us and we were trying to regain the position. I know it is quite a difficult thing because obviously McLaren is a very superior car to us, and I was thinking that maybe we can gain some positions by capitalizing on the mistakes which the Danrick may do, but he did not, as we also get the strategy of new medium tires as our current medium tires is almost 40% wear. So we just go onto the pits at the end of lap 22 and we will be using a new set of medium tires and we will just sending it absolute send. So the next 13 laps, if there is no safety car, at least this will be quite a thing because I don't know whether this alternate strategy will work or not. So let's see what this medium tire stint can bring to us, as we are still in the P17 position and Nicholas Latifi is just behind us. And since this is our first push lap with the new tires, our tire is not up to the optimum temperature, and as you can see here Albon, who is in the start finish straight, just makes a kerfuffle by just going too far. on the first turn, and which leads the Alfa Romeo to overtake him. And we are just following suit, and we are trying to capitalize on these mistakes as Schwartzman and Albon are fighting side by side, and we are just trying to go down the inside at this turn, but still we couldn't manage it as our tire is still not to the optimum temperature, and we face a little bit of oversteer movement at this section. And now we are just trying to send one down the inside of Schwartzman, but we couldn't, as Schwartzman and Albon are just blocking the road with quite a lot of traffic jam, so we have to be careful of that. And now we are just weaving to get the much needed tire temperature, and finally we have achieved that at the lap 29. And now we are just trying to gauge our position so that at least we can get the DRS and move ahead in this Grand Prix, as we are in the P17 position, and I was targeting that at least I can get into P15s. So we are just at the diffuser of Albon, and we just send one down the inside at this turn, which is a remarkable thing because we did not make any contact with Albon, and it was a clean overtake. As you can see here, Kevin Magnussen does a Spinella at the turn 1 of the Mexican GP. So he just put a lot of throttle and just hit the curb, which just makes his car go for a Spinella, so which causes a yellow flag, and we cannot overtake Schwartzman at this corner, so we just have to be patient and let the racing authorities do their thing, as we finally get the chance to overtake him. But in the start finish straight, Schwartzman was just trying to go down the inside of us, but we still managed to cover our position and also claim the apex of this curve so that we can at least gain the track position again. And but still again in the start finish straight, Schwartzman again overtakes us, and we just try to go for a dive bomb, and we brake very late. And I was thinking whether we can be able to pull off this move, and fortunately we can, as it was not a fine move, I would say, because we get some damage, and this was shown to me at the lap 36. So the race engineers did not tell me that I had got damage, and it was in the right front wing, which was the reason why I was facing some understeer, and I was losing time at the corners. It was quite an unfortunate thing for us as we finished in P15. Not a decent result, but still, considering our car, we just have to manage whatever results we can achieve, as Verstappen wins at this Mexican Grand Prix, and Esteban Ocon, what a performance from the back of the field, as we finish in P15 and our teammate is in P22, as obviously Charles Leclerc is crowned the World Drivers Champion here at the My Team Career Season 2. And we are at P9 in the constructors, so a lot of thing to do, and we are trying to just improve our performance by changing all the components for the final race at the Brazilian Grand Prix. And we are also developing a field upgrade, so hopefully this time it will get developed and we can improve our car at the season finale of My Team Career Season 2 at the Brazilian Grand Prix. And we are also finally improving over the Williams, so we are still not the backmarker car. So if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and do subscribe this channel for daily F122 content, and we will meet you again at the next Grand Prix, which will be at Sao Paulo. So till then, peace.